Feel like lucid be my dreams. Said you said he love me, so I'm sure you know the means. It's like I'm living all inside a movie in a dream. Sequels to my life entirely up to me. Slowly suffocating, do you notice how it feels? Baby, can you hold me while I'm running through the field? Like
yo, if Giannis would get... Giannis need to go to the Raptors, bro, I swear.
Does not look good. You can see him limping. Now watch Huff. Huff has it. He's dropping. He sees it. But George just can't get there. Green. He has yet to hit a shot. He was frustrated with himself. I think it surprised me about him.
We are now halfway through the NBA season. Hard to believe, I know. A lot has happened over the last 3 months, and I'm gonna cover all of it in about 10 minutes.
Bet.
Today's video is sponsored by Arena Club. From the Ink Grading Weights Up, here's this club in % off half the NBA season in the books. Would it be too early for me to jump to some wildly bold conclusions on the season yet again? Absolutely. Is that gonna stop me from making some wildly bold conclusions on the season yet again? No, of course not. So here is everything that happened in the first half of the 2025-26 NBA season in about 10 minutes. With Nikola Jokic sidelined with an injury for the last month, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is quickly closing the door on this year's MVP race.
Yep.
The only player with a legitimate fighting chance to disrupt what feels inevitable is Luka Doncic, who at this point might retire as the only player with 10 MVP caliber seasons, but no MVP to show for it.
Yo, I'm still gonna stand on what I said. I think that this nigga got snubbed not last season, the season before that. The season where the Mavs went to the finals and this nigga averaged 34, 10, and 9. And then they gave... Bro, that shit... I ain't gonna lie, that shit irritated me, bro. This nigga averaged 34, 10, and 9. They were the 4 seed. They were 50 and I think 32. They were the 4 seed. So he didn't even place top 2. He was like 3rd behind Shai and Jokic. Do you know what was the game difference between the 1 seed that year? The Thunder and the Nuggets, they were tied for the 1st seed in the West. They both had 58 wins. Luka wasn't even top 2, strictly because their team won 8 more games. His team went 50 and 32, and they were like the 4th seed. Those same niggas who was using that reasoning for Luka not winning MVP that season were the same niggas who were trying to argue that Jokic should have won last year when Jokic had the same record. Jokic was like 50 and 32 last season, the Nuggets, and then the Thunder were like 68 and 14 or some shit. A way bigger difference. And niggas were trying to say that Jokic should have won it when Luka Loki had a better season than Jokic did last year and he wasn't top 2. Then he went to the finals and shit. I feel like he got snubbed. I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but that nigga got snubbed.
Shai can pull it off. He'll become just the 5th guard in NBA history to win back-to-back MVPs. And with OKC as the clear title favorites at the moment, Shai is positioned yet again to have another historic season in spite of 90% of NBA fans rooting against him. In other news, after hearing rumors of a Giannis trade for the last half-decade, this saga might finally come to an end in Milwaukee. According to a Shams report, the Bucks are now open to offers for Giannis. And after managing to build one of the most poorly constructed rosters in the league around one of the greatest players of this generation, it appears that the bleak reality for the Bucks has finally set in. Giannis hasn't exactly hidden his frustrations either, looking increasingly unhinged on the court as the season's gone on. Yeah. I may be wrong, but when a player boos their own crowd, it's probably time to move on. But if this true...
Yo, I think for the Bucks to be booing him is actually utterly ridiculous. Ungrateful organization, or fan base, I mean, that's ridiculous. That nigga brought y'all... When was the last time they won? Like Oscar and Kareem, nigga, in the 70s? For niggas to be booing because your team is actually ass and are not developing a team around him is ridiculous. I felt the same way with Jimmy with the Heat. I'm gonna speak on that.
It was his last game in a Bucks uniform. The next chapter can change a lot wherever he lands. A Giannis cat swap instantly makes the Knicks the favorites in the East, sending the 2nd best player.
If Giannis went to this is not gonna happen. He's not going to the Knicks. I know it's his preferred destination. It is absolutely fucking stupid for him to go to the Knicks. Why, as the Bucks, would you swap your player for Cat? The Knicks don't have picks like that. They traded 5 picks to get Mikal Bridges. That doesn't even make sense. Maybe the Warriors is up there.
Would be completely unprecedented. And to anyone throwing the Blazers into this mix, I do appreciate the optimism, but now's not the time for jokes. Looking at some of the action around...
I'm sorry to pause. Giannis, I think he said his top 3 teams would be the Heat, Raptors, and Knicks. I think the most likely team out of the 3 would be the Raptors. Because I know niggas are like, oh, da da da. Listen, I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but listen. You have if they trade with the Heat, what valuable picks do the Heat really have? I mean, they do have some picks, but who are they gonna swap? Probably Hero, Bam. No, they're not gonna swap Bam. I mean, they're gonna probably swap Hero and some picks, some other player. It's not worth it to me. And Hero's contract expires, I think, next season. And the next season. Doesn't make sense. I saw the Heat's final offer. It was like Hero, Kel Ware, Terry Rozier, who's like banned, and some picks. I think the Raptors could give these niggas like Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poto, some picks, and then maybe Colin Murray Boyles. Bare picks and pick swaps. Now listen, Hero on paper is valued more than them. Or like after this season, the next season after that, bro, next season he's a free agent. So, bro, if I'm the fucking Bucks, bro, I'm trying to get young players who I can then use to either play up their value, because like I said, Kel Ware, he's a solid piece. They could keep. Terry Rozier means nothing. The Heat's picks, they have an insane free agent. Like, bro, they're in Miami. They can get bare free agents. They're still gonna have pieces like Andrew Wiggins and other niggas who they can flip to do other trades and get other players. So if I'm the Bucks, I'm gonna get, bro, you take Quickly, you take RJ, you take Colin, you take maybe Poto and picks. Bro, Quickly, RJ Barrett are gonna be over there putting up like 25 points per game, my nigga. Quickly's on a long-term deal. A lot of people be like, yo, they're on horrible deals. Bro, RJ's... Like, bro, Quickly's getting paid less than, like, DeJounte Murray and bare other players. These niggas gonna be over there putting up 25 points per game, playing up their value. So, you can either keep them for the future or flip them later. You get fucking Tyler Hero. He's trying to play on a contender. Bro, he's gonna try to play on a contender. He's gonna leave, bro. After next season, he's gone. So, every team is gonna know that, yo, this nigga's only gonna be here for one more season. Bro, he's gonna have no value. They all know he's gonna leave your team. So all the other teams that you would want to flip him with, they are gonna have all the leverage. They're not gonna give you 4 first picks for fucking Hero when they know he's on the last year of his deal and they know he's gonna fucking walk. You have Quickly, who's on like a 4-year deal. I think RJ's like on a 3-year deal. Poto's on a 4-year deal, and then Colin is like a fucking rookie, so he's gonna have a team option and all time. You have these guys locked in for a minute. The Warriors, it doesn't make sense. Like, niggas were saying the Warriors, bro, you trade for fucking who? Kuminga, Draymond, and some picks. The picks is going to be the most valuable thing because you're going to be like, oh, they're going to be asked in the future. But Kuminga, he took a qualifying offer, so I'm pretty sure this offseason he's going to be a free agent. You don't know if he's going to fucking stay there. Draymond's old as fuck. Like, bro, it makes the most sense for the Raptors to do the trade. The problem with the Raptors front office is I don't know if they will do the trade. That's the problem. I think the Raptors fucked up by getting rid of Masai, bro. They fucked up. But we'll see. And the Raptors would still be a contender. If you take away Hero from the Heat and it's just Bam and him, like, is that really that much better than the fucking Bucks?
Appreciate the optimism, but now's not the time for jokes. Looking at some of the action around the league, the other night I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me when I saw a 41-year-old demanding the ball during a timeout. A moment that felt equal parts impressive and deeply concerning. But LeBron isn't wrong. Throughout January, he's averaging 24, 7, and 7 on 60% true shooting. Numbers that will make him the first senior citizen in NBA history to be named an All-Star. But it is the other team in LA that has completely shocked the NBA over the last 6 weeks. Led by an inexplicably prime Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers have gone 16-3 over their last 19 games. The best team in the league in the month of January. I know, right? It's crazy. This whole time, I thought it was James Harden who was going to save us from the team of doom and their looming draft pick. But instead, they've relied on the most unreliable superstar in NBA history.
This means nothing. I have no faith in that team staying healthy, to be honest. This means nothing to me. They might get into playoffs, might go first round, take a team to 6 and lose, I'm gonna be honest.
A turnaround even their own fans couldn't see coming. In fact, one Clippers blogger was so confident that his team was dead in the water that he tweeted this on December 20th. The exact night the Clippers began their run. Why did he choose this extremely specific condition? I'm not sure. What were the odds the Clippers were going to actually pull this off? Apparently higher than he expected.
That's crazy.
Did he actually follow through with his promise?
That's fucking crazy.
Here's the rest of it.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
That's
sure
crazy.
did. In other news, this year's rookie class has separated into 2 different stories, and both start at Duke. Con Knipple has been a revelation for the Hornets this season. At the moment,
I remember Hornets fans were mad as fuck when they picked him over Ace Bailey.
he is on pace to absolutely shatter the rookie 3-point record, a mark that currently stands at 206 from Keegan Murray back in 2023. Con is on pace to make 272 threes this season. And it's not just the volume. Knipple is currently shooting 43% from downtown, the most accurate volume shooting rookie in NBA history. But this may still not earn him Rookie of the Year, as Cooper Flagg is proving the generational tags to be completely warranted. His most recent piece of evidence, a 49-point bomb against Knipple and the Hornets. The most points in a single game by a teenager in league history. A game that gave Dallas fans a moment of solace as they approach the 1-year anniversary of the day that shall not be mentioned. And
Still a horrible trade. Still fucked up their whole everything they had.
A performance that makes an already
Still not
close
worth
Rookie
it.
of the Year race even closer. Meanwhile, in Denver, the Nuggets had to weather the storm without Jokic for an entire month and still managed to go 10-6 in his absence, which has been enough to make some fans wonder if we are overestimating Jokic's value. If his team can stay in the hunt without him, how valuable is he really? To which I say, stop it.
10-6 isn't that good. Stop.
Get some help. The Nuggets have a good team, a playoff team. Nikola Jokic makes them
10-6 is like whatever, nigga. Like they a little bit over 500.
a championship team, but it's in the East
How much of those games were players that were against teams that were over 500? You know.
where the Pistons have proven their early season success was not just a fluke, as they have risen to
Matter of fact, I'm gonna look at that. I'm sorry to keep pausing it. I just wanna, cause, bro, niggas be like, Nuggets. What was the 10 teams they played? Nuggets. Last 10. What the fuck? Last 10 games. Let's see. Last 10 games. OKC they lost. Clippers they won. Brooklyn they won. Detroit they lost. They beat the Milwaukee by 2. Won, lost, won. Okay, so like they pretty much lost to every good team, essentially. The only good team you could really argue that they beat was fucking the Clippers, but then again, I don't have faith in the Clippers like that. Like, that means nothing. I'm gonna keep it on there. Anyways, let's continue.
number 1 spot in the power rankings, the first Eastern Conference team to top the power rankings since December of 2024. In fact, here is every team in the NBA and the difference in their expected win percentage coming into the season versus their current win percentage. Essentially, which teams have overperformed expectations so far and which teams have underperformed expectations. Looking at some of these results, odds makers made the fatal mistake of overestimating the Kings. They were projected to be one of the worst teams in the league, but instead, they are the worst team in the league. My Blazers have overperformed by 5% so far this season. That's right. Read it in wheat, buddy. And even with these numbers accounting for the absence of Tyrese Halliburton, the Pacers
This nigga's a Blazers fan. Holy fuck.
have completely unraveled this season, underperforming expectations more than any other team.
Obviously. Perfect. They're going to get a high pick. Halliburton's going to come back. They're going to be dirty.
Other end of the spectrum, you have the Celtics, who have managed to stay competitive in what most people thought would be kind of a rebuild season on the back of Jaylen Brown, who has proven himself to be a true MVP candidate. The Pistons continue to improve, outperforming expectations by 17%. But quietly having the most surprising year are the Phoenix Suns, a team with one of the highest turnovers since last season and was projected to be a complete non-factor, playing like a playoff team. If you bet me that Dylan Brooks would be averaging 21 a game this...
That's fucking crazy. I'm sorry to keep pausing again, but I just want to check Western Conference standings. I just want to check something. Okay. The Suns and the Rockets damn near had the same record. What does that say about KD, bro? I'm just asking, gang. They damn near they're like, I mean, they have 3 less losses, 1 more win, but they're pretty much the same, gang. What does that say, bro?
Season, I would be eating my words like that one Clippers fan right now. Now, looking forward, we have the All-Star Game coming up, and this year we will see a new format to the All-Star Game once again. And despite their best efforts, this variation also looks like dog water, with international players having a larger presence now than ever before, and the NBA willing to try every format under the sun to get players to give a damn about this game. What better time to roll out what we've all been asking for? USA versus the world. It's perfect. Shea versus Steph, Ant versus Luka, Jokic and Giannis versus... well, you get the point. But instead of this masterpiece, the league decided on a format that includes 4 12-minute games featuring 1 world team and 2 USA teams, splitting the US talent in half. So instead of a battle between the US versus the world, we will get 4 really short games of pickup basketball between 3 fractured teams with probably some Kevin Hart skit jammed in between them. Nice. Now,
Wait,
here
what?
are the official power...
I understand what they're trying to do because if you do strictly Team USA and Team World and you made each team have like, I don't know, 12 players, bro, so many USA niggas who deserve to be all-stars would get snubbed because they're not from World. You know what I mean? Like, say, for example, there's 12 all-stars, right? If you did, like, only 12 all-stars for the USA team and then 12 World, you would get something like a fucking, I don't know, you would get, like, Jamal Murray. Like, Jamal Murray deserved to be all-star, but Jamal Murray would probably make it over, like, a nigga like, I don't know, KD, because you can't fit all 12 niggas. You know what I mean? So I understand what they're trying to do, but I don't, that shit that he just explained, I do not understand it at all.
rankings through week 15, and the change in the rankings from our previous video back in week 4. And a lot has changed in the past 11 weeks. Because the Thunder failed to be the greatest regular season team of all time, they got demoted to 2nd in the power rankings. The Rockets, Spurs, Nuggets, Suns, and Timberwolves all look like they'll continue to be tough out west. The Celtics have skyrocketed all the way up to number 8, with Jaylen Brown leading the charge in the absence of Tatum. The Hornets quite possibly have their best roster of this century, which is good for the 21st spot in the league. On the other end, the Lakers continue to slide, down 6 spots since our last ranking. The Magic have also lost their footing since November, falling 6 spots. And the Bucks are absolutely plummeting into the abyss. A small preview of what's to come once Giannis gets the hell out of there. And the Wizards are still the Wizards. And finally, for our midseason awards, first team All-NBA includes Luka, Shea, Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, and Victor Wembanyama. Second team is Maxey, Mitchell, Kawhi, Ant, and Brunson. And third team is Harden, Murray, Curry, Jalen Johnson, and Kevin Durant. Now more than ever, the 65-game minimum rule is really affecting these end-of-season awards. Giannis has already missed too many games to qualify, and Jokic will more than likely miss out on these awards too, since he can only miss one more game moving.
I think the 65 game requirement is kind of is bad because it was. I understand that, like, oh yeah, niggas need to play 60 games, but I feel like they should have knocked it down to maybe like 55 to like 60 because there's so many players like Shaq was making it first All NBA. There's a lot of players who want shit and were on certain things because they didn't. Despite not playing 65 games, I feel like there's gonna be a world like, bro, Wemby getting injured and he just got injured, I think. Bro, there could be a world where like Wemby never gets a DPOY because he's lengthy, he gets injured all the time. I understand why they implemented it, but the people that they implemented the rule for hasn't changed. It didn't change anything. The niggas who were injured and missing bare games, they're missing bare games regardless. Like Kawhi's not gonna beat this threshold. I'm telling you, he's not gonna make this threshold, even if he's pooping right now. Zion, like it's just these niggas who are getting injured, they're still gonna be injured regardless, bro. I'm telling you. So I don't think it really fixed much, you know?
Moving forward, Austin Reeves and Joel Embiid have also missed too many games. Even Wemby and Kawhi are one small injury away from missing the cut.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, but more than likely these teams will continue to change as the season goes along. Now, our mid-season MVP is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, once again having historical impact on a nightly basis and being available at a time where availability is as valuable as ever. Our Rookie of the Year is Cooper Flag, coming off of one of the best rookie performances the league has ever seen. Our scoring champ is still Luka Doncic, averaging 34 a night. Our Defensive Player of the Year is Victor Wembanyama, and the race for the most improved player is still neck and neck, but I'm gonna give the edge to Deni Avdija, who went from a part-time starter to a legitimate all-star since last season. Yeah. And finally, the best team in the league and our mid-season champions are the OKC Thunder, who have cooled off significantly since their historic start, but still remain the most dominant team in the league and favorites to win the title this season. And that was everything that happened in the first half of the NBA season in about 10 minutes. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next.
I'm calling it. That's a bit, but I'm calling it. Raptors need to get Giannis. That will put them over the top. Alright.
Something, baby, I like just how you blushing. And maybe we could bust it at the function. Turn nothing to something. Wish you could just see the horrors of my life, my upbringing.